I remembered this old little rhyme tongue twister, and I'd like to share it with you.
I can't wait.
A tutor who tooted the flute tried to tutor two tutors to toot. Said the toot of the tutor, is it harder to toot or to tutor two tutors to toot?
Flute tutors.
Like 4th grade
Wow.
for some reason. Yeah, it's still in there around.
What are the tutors
Who
playing?
knows? Flute.
Aren't those flautists?
Sure.
So that doesn't work.
That breaks down easily, yeah. So I think we should jump in.
Feet first.
Tonight is my idiom. This episode is mine. And talking about children and my daughters, there are often times where I tell them, "Oh, daughter, you're just the apple of my eye."
Oh. And what does she say?
And she says, I could use an apple right now. Yeah, I'm hungry. And then I say, "Why did I say that? Because you're obviously like a little kid. You're not an apple, and my eye is not."
Yeah, it's a tough one.
So then I'm just standing there thinking, why did I say that?
Right. And she's looking at you going,
Mm-hmm.
why did you say
And
that?
she's
And you probably question your
and
mom.
she's saying,
Yeah.
"Where's my apple?"
Right.
And so I'm so glad that someone has a venue out there to talk and discuss this, you know, and not just in passing and just, what do you think that means? I don't know. I gotta go to work.
Yeah.
You know, no, we will sit with this and
No.
ponder.
We won't rest.
Won't rest.
We're not going to stop
No.
until we know. First, until we've all guessed wrong several times.
Yes.
And
I'll guess
beaten
wrong
this
first.
horse into a bloody pulp.
Beat a dead horse.
Right.
That was a runner-up
That was.
Oh, yeah.
that I wanted to choose. But no, apple of my eye is the idiom. So, and then I told the boys, as we call them, I chose the idiom, and then I thought, I don't know what to say about it because I really don't have a lot to say. So I just looked up facts about apples.
Okay.
So the crab apple, comes from University of Illinois.
Good.
The crab apple is the only apple native to North America. Crab apple. And I really can't get like a flavor profile from a crab apple. I know a Honeycrisp is nice and sweet.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Crab apples are small.
They're kind of salty.
Oh, really?
Kind of like an ocean.
Are you serious?
Well, you gotta look at the name. We got crab.
Oh, that's good.
So,
Yeah.
I don't know.
I get it.
That's a good line of
Yeah.
reasoning.
Yeah.
Speaking of the
I
ocean,
don't think they're super sweet.
No.
Pilgrims planted the first apple trees in the Massachusetts Bay Colony, you know, when they came over.
Yep.
Were those the crab? No, crabs are native.
Going further back in history, apples were favorites of the ancient Greeks and Romans.
Obviously.
And then fast forwarding again, in colonial times, they were called winter bananas or melt in the mouth.
Wow.
And I didn't write down this fact, but they are, Tom, you would know,
Yeah.
maybe. They flower late, so like they're not susceptible to the frost.
Frost.
They're a little more resilient.
They're right
Summer.
around September.
Yeah, they're
August.
a summer flower, though.
Okay.
Right.
Very good.
When
And
we
then-
were oh, go ahead.
Well, my
Kid
last one.
story, yeah.
Of record, the longest living apple tree was planted back in 1647, but then I think it was destroyed.
By Abraham Lincoln.
No,
Yeah,
it
it's
lasted
true.
a while.
True.
Okay.
Yep.
Someone destroyed it.
So go
I don't know
back
if it was
to
on purpose or not, but they should be dealt with.
winter banana.
Yeah. Winter banana.
There's nothing similar.
Yeah, and maybe I should have looked that up because maybe that's more
Because
intriguing.
maybe that would
That's
be more
very-
fun than
that's
apple of my
very
eye,
intriguing to me.
actually.
Why
Yeah.
did they call
Like
it the winter?
shape of an apple's different. The taste, the texture, the color.
So
Maybe they didn't even know what a banana was.
well, but they must have known.
Right.
And that seems like a very
Well, they didn't have
tropical.
Speedos back then.
Yeah, I would say like you could have said a mango or
They would if they said a mango. There's some time traveling going
That's
on.
true.
Or like,
Right. That's true.
So yeah,
Interesting. Okay.
No, that was
So that's a
fascinating.
different route. We haven't really done that before. We have nothing useful to say or any creative ideas about the
Read
origin,
facts.
so we just share.
no. See, my
things we
line,
look up from
my
the internet.
my strategy was looking up a bunch of interesting facts about it, and then I could from there deduce. It's almost like a Sherlock Holmes
Right.
method.
So
Totally.
that's great.
So from there, I look
tonight
at
when you go home, if your daughter's still awake, you can say,
She better not
"Junie,
be.
You're the winter banana of my eye."
I could say that, but that would probably give me a more befuddled stare.
Right. Now she'd want a banana.
Yeah.
And that might be better to have before.
And we don't have
bedtime
bananas
because of
the potassium.
K.
So a prized possession.
Apples.
I'm trying. Yeah, obviously. I mean.
Okay, so they're rare.
I would
in the day.
say perhaps rare, and then that just comes to mind a few sayings about apples.
Okay.
We said it earlier. The apple doesn't fall far from the tree.
No.
But also an apple a day keeps the doctor away. I don't know if that's an idiom or just a rhyme, but that was adapted from the old English adage of to eat an apple before going to bed will make the doctor beg his bread.
Oh, interesting.
So if you keep up on your fruit intake, you're not going to have to go to the doctor.
Apple before you sleep, the dentist sure will your money keep. So that was the other. That's the flip side.
Yes.
Right.
When
so
was
somebody's
going
to win on this.
Yeah.
And it's the denty.
Probably.
On the apple eaters at night.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, you're the apple of my eye.
Yes.
Thank you.
Why do you say that?
When I say it.
What do you think? It just comes out, right?
It just because it's so ingrained in our little brains. Because I've heard it somewhere, and I know what
say that to you?
Huh?
I know you've
Not
heard it,
yet.
but has somebody ever said that to you?
Not yet.
Okay. No, that's fine.
But it's not like you wouldn't
the
say
apple
that.
of your eye?
You wouldn't say that to just like a good friend.
No.
Even it's deeper, right?
Hey, I mean, you could. Who's to
so.
say? Why can't we say that to our friends?
Is that what you want?
I don't think it's been done.
Well, no one said it to me, so.
No, I want to, and then before I did, I almost did like try, and then I thought about it. I think it's reserved for like your
romantic
romance / children.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think it's very. It's
just saying we all need a friend.
Right.
So.
Okay. Well.
Be a shame.
So is that's. I don't know what your guess was.
So, I don't know if I have a guess.
Okay.
All right.
Yeah.
All right. It's a good way to kick off season 4.
I've got plenty of guesses. So what are you thinking, at least some origin? You're going back to when the apples came here?
Huh?
Pilgrims? You think the pilgrims were saying it?
Probably.
They were on the boat and they were
love
like,
the apples.
"We're going to die. All we have left are apples." And then they gave it to their starving pilgrim child. And they're like, Daddy.
We could go back. I mean, we don't even know the correct spelling. It could have been pirates. You're the apple of my eye.
Hey, everybody pause for a sec.
And they're like spelling things.
A. P.
P.
Oh, that's right. For some reason, I thought pirates said "I."
Aye, Captain.
Aye.
But they don't go aye, matey.
R.
I think it's R.
It's R.
Right.
You're right. That's
Hey.
interesting. So wouldn't it be
So the vowels are less.
because I was thinking of scurvy.
See, yeah.
Oh, I
like-
see. You're trying to connect it to like
You need
they
to have
need
fruit.
vitamin C.
And another fact is
Right.
that the apple is the second most popular fruit in the
In the
U.S.
world.
What's the first?
In the U.S.
The orange is the
Oh
first.
yeah,
Orange is more
Obviously.
popular?
Yeah.
Because of orange juice?
Perhaps.
Mm.
Who knows?
Yeah,
I
apple
wasn't
juice
on that
isn't as
committee,
good.
but I should have been.
No, but I remember reading this thing about orange juice and this huge marketing campaign in like the 50s. Before that, orange juice wasn't like a common, and it was like it was like the orange growers
had a
made
meeting.
like a big
Yep.
push, and they did all these commercials, and
Donald
now
Duck.
now it's a staple.
Now
Donald
they
Duck
got
is
Donald Duck.
huge.
Ingrained.
Yep.
Yep. And apples always had. What was their mascot? Was that I don't
Like
know.
on the.
I don't know how they got such a good
Adam's apple.
start. There it is.
Okay, so now we're back to the body parts with
Yeah.
apples.
Yeah.
So that's
Is there
actually,
anything of okay? You're
No,
you go-
I was
no,
going
no.
back to
pirates.
No, now I'm going back to Adam and Eve.
Okay.
The fruit was always. It just says fruit, but
Right.
people always say it was an apple that Eve
Yeah.
took.
Which
Oh, yeah.
It was
okay.
something enticing, something she wanted,
shiny.
something sweet,
Mm.
and that is it. When she saw that hanging from that tree,
The low hanging fruit.
she wanted it.
Fruit of the loom.
There it is. So I think apple of my eye would be like something that you desire and that you want and that you love.
That adds a interesting twist, though. If that is the origin, to be like, you're the apple of my eye, kind of like the one that caused sin to enter the world.
Kind of like how, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I get it where
Right.
you're going, but just that would be funny if the kid's like, "What do you mean, Daddy? Well, you
Well-
know the story of Adam and Eve." Like, yes.
You're
Well,
kind of
you're
like
like-
that apple that
Remember
caused
the forbidden thing that God said is the one thing not to touch.
In a good way.
Right, but you're like the good version.
Because they're good for us. The
So,
apple.
I guess it wouldn't be
was an
something you
apple-
can't
yeah.
like resist. Something you want though, because I remember in high school a girl writing "You're the apple of my eye" in my yearbook,
No, you
Oh,
don't
okay.
remember
and
that.
I was like,
We're going to have to
Dang.
pause there.
Wow,
that was
let me
very-
see. Do you have it in
very
your yearbook?
fascinating.
I'd
There's
like to
probably, yeah,
verify.
it's probably up
I
there.
see lots of yearbooks up here. Oh gosh.
No
okay, he
way.
does.
It's like right
he
behind
knows
his head.
which one too.
He knows-
98.
"Oh my god, look at read around the edge of the writing."
No.
No way.
98.
Universe, you've done it
You gotta
again.
Be kidding
Wait,
me.
does it say apple on
Okay,
there?
world and readers.
Does it say
and
apple?
listeners, listen to this. This is the 1997 Somerville High School yearbook. Somebody wrote on like the outside edges of the pages, "Thomas, my love, you are the apple of my eye. Call
How
me
random.
sometime." And then there's a phone number on here, which I won't read,
Oh,
but that's hilarious.
let's call it
I'm not
now.
gonna-
Let's call it now.
Yeah.
Can I see it, though?
Isn't
Yeah.
that amazing?
That's
that,
so-
that was
so-
right there.
so
I didn't
Thomas
know.
has-
I didn't know
I
we were
didn't know
doing this
where it was.
episode.
I didn't even know it was
I
there.
didn't know we were doing this.
That's so awesome.
That's crazy.
So
So when you hear that, Trav, when you hear it
right.
someday,
someday, Trev, you'll hear
when
it.
you
Isn't
hear
that wild?
it can make you
It's
feel
literally
good,
right
like
behind his head.
someone
Right
likes
behind his
me.
head.
So
that's what it
so
means.
when you read that,
I was
that
like,
was-
she
yeah.
must like me. And then I saw the number. I put
Right.
2 and 2 together.
Right. Never called.
Never
it.
called.
Right.
Wow.
But yeah.
Yeah.
So I mean, that's kind of
Wow.
where I probably first heard it.
I think we're safe with this because no one listens to this.
No, I
Yeah,
know.
it's
So
just
I don't
this
think
is
we
a
have
safe.
to
So
explain
should we
to-
put the number?
This is like a
that's
private
so
therapy
funny,
session
yeah.
that nobody will
I
ever
don't think
hear.
there's landlines anymore anyway.
Wow.
No. It was it was from where Thomas is sitting, just for
There's a
you
foot
for
behind
you
his
that
head.
can't
One-
see.
I
12
have
inches.
all
Right
my
behind
high
his
school
head.
yearbooks.
He looked at us as his hand
He
went
just reached
behind
back.
him and then produced the
Yeah.
yearbook.
I mean, I do come out
Appendix-
here often and
Appendix
look
C.
at that.
1997.
So 97 was what your
Such a weird yearbook cover,
sophomore
too.
year, junior year, freshman year,
Sophomore.
Wow. So
freshman.
I mean, good point. Yeah.
Point
don't-
taken.
I don't have too much else to really say about it, or really even guesses.
Can I?
Oh, please.
Oh,
yeah.
okay.
Yeah,
I
we've
didn't
got a
know.
lot,
Felt
a
like
lot
you
more
were trying to
time.
wrap this up.
You're among
Yeah.
friends here.
Yeah,
Come
like
on.
Yeah, don't be
Don't
shy.
be-
Wrap it up
timid.
like
Don't be
a
a stranger.
like a to-go burger.
Yeah.
I wanna dive into the physicality of the eyeball.
Yep.
I'm not a doctor.
The
I'm not a
cornea,
scientist.
core
Cornea.
Core.
of an
apple
apple.
core.
Boom,
Okay.
center.
Okay.
Go,
So
keep
that's
going.
Kinda,
I jumped in. No, don't
no,
say
I wasn't gonna say
Okay,
that.
okay,
That's fine.
okay.
That's no, I wouldn't ever say that.
Did I say it wrong?
Don't make
Is
sure
it
make sure it's
cornea?
very clear.
Is it cornea?
His voice.
Corn.
Corn.
Apple core, cornea,
There it is.
core eye. You are mine.
But before
Apple
you get
eye.
Center.
too derailed,
Eagle eye cherry.
There it
Boom. Cherry blossom.
roasted.
My thought was, is there anything about the shape, of the little reflection? You know how we always have a little
and I
white
was
dot?
thinking that
No, you
too.
can't do that.
No, I really was, but I didn't say it because it's dumb.
Okay,
So,
well, let's find out and see,
Okay,
Trav.
so
Let us
what-
make that decision.
yeah. No,
But
but
look at me.
keep
Get
going.
closer.
I know.
I want to look
know.
into your eyes.
because lighting. This is my key light,
I
and
see
so reflective and
But
and
does it look
looks-
anything
I-
like a little?
Here's
just
the
reflective
similarities. Okay,
apple?
No,
your
you'd have to have
eyeball-
red eyes. If
your-
you looked at a picture from the 90s when the flash was on,
I'm not talking about the flash.
that's the
This
apple
is-
of
I'm going
someone's
pre-
eye.
I'm going pre-flash.
That's not bad.
Yeah, but you need
flash.
the red.
That is not
no,
bad.
not the red.
For an
You
apple.
just I'm talking about like the shape of the little.
Okay,
And
but both the eyeball and the apple are spherical.
sure. I mean,
That's where it breaks down.
Orange
All right,
of my
carrots
eye,
are good for the eye.
but they're not the shape
But
of that
not-
little white circle that I see in your eyeball.
Okay.
And so that's
It's
like
actually
the center,
I need to
right?
get it checked out from the
So we have
doctor.
iris, cornea,
Cornea, retina,
Mhm.
pupil.
pupil, apple.
Pupil and apple kind of sound the
apple.
same.
You're the pupil of my eye.
Mm.
Could be in Latin or something. I don't know.
Yeah,
Could
if it's
be.
one of those weird ones where like it's actually like envelope and
Lege
envelope. Where it's not
pone.
even the
I mean, what if it originally? I mean, we've had a few that it originally meant something bad. Like it doesn't. it
flip
could
it.
have started.
Maybe going back to your Garden of Eden thing.
Yeah,
maybe it
like
was bad.
oh, you're the apple. That guy's the apple of my eye.
Right.
That guy's always spitting seeds in my eye.
Oh.
Or I don't know. Not they don't. You don't really spit apple seeds, but
No.
Maybe they did.
they could have
Yeah.
when it was in.
As a way to
Because
like
you
show-
probably
banana-
believed
banana
the story
fruit.
that
Them,
when you
yeah.
eat the seed, it grows in your stomach
Mhm.
into like the watermelon. I remember hearing that
Yeah.
as a kid.
Like if you swallow your gum, like
Here's a
the gum tree.
Here's a
Okay,
direction
okay.
where the translation could have gotten lost.
Go for
was
it.
the apple of my pie. Like an apple pie.
Right. You're the apple in my pie.
Like you're
Right,
the most,
like-
It's, like,
you're the most
really good.
prized
Yeah.
ingredient.
Yeah, you're
in
like
my
the best
pie.
thing
Well,
ever.
what's an apple pie without an apple? Am I right?
Right?
And
You
the
know?
kid's
It's just
like,
a
what
pie.
Do you mean by
It's just
that,
a pie.
Father?
It's
Yeah.
just a bready, doughy.
Right.
Okay.
So that's a one theory we
Sure.
can
Mhm.
tackle.
What other theories can we tackle? Why are you making that face?
have to sneeze.
Oh,
Uh-oh.
I don't like when people try not
Ugh.
to sneeze. They look weird. Does it hurt?
Now it's gone.
Yeah.
It'll come back. Look at the light.
Are there any other apple?
Well,
in, in history or things about the apple? I mean, Garden of Eden,
Yep.
Johnny
I-
Appleseed,
Yeah.
apple pie.
George
big
Washington,
American.
pastime of his was pruning and trimming his apple trees, but we know him from the cherry trees
Right,
and all
but
that.
he
Right.
was like
Yeah.
trim the apple trees. There are thousands
Trees
of
in
varieties
general.
Well, it's obviously Shakespeare.
now.
It very well
Oh,
could
I
be.
bet it is that dirty dog. if
Um,
Will
Old
comes
Will,
back,
Bill always
Billy
has a nice little
be
treat for
Shakesy.
us. But how come there's so many sayings that they never have a flip side? Like, why doesn't someone, turn it around if they want it to be bad and say you're the lemon of my eye?
that's good.
Something
Right.
that makes me
Maybe
cry
you could change
and
the-
it hurts.
Right.
So,
that's a
if
literal-
we look
That's literally-
through
onion in my
You're
eye.
the onion in my eye.
Mhm.
an art history sort of lens,
Sure.
and we think about the old Dutch painters and
Okay.
still lifes I'm
Okay.
thinking of, it was so symbolic. Any item on there
Right.
Okay.
meant something. So skulls and flowers and food and decaying carcasses and I'm sure some apples and fruit
They always
made
had
their way
fruit,
in there.
yeah,
So
Yep.
fruit basket.
is an apple seduction, perhaps?
That's what I started. That's
Yeah.
the Adam
With
and
the
Eve thing.
Adam and Eve.
Right.
Well, what about beauty's in the eye of the apple holder? Have you heard that?
No, because you just made it up. I've heard beauty is in the eye of the beholder.
The bee holder, right?
It just the subjectivity
Yeah, they're
of
beekeepers.
for sure.
Beauty is in the eye of the bee, the guy holding the bee.
Did you ever hear the saying of the honey is in the beekeeper's eye?
Hive?
Hive
A hive, yeah.
or eyes.
So that could anything could be a
That-
saying.
That brought me
Really?
back to William Tell, apple on the head.
Oh.
Bad shot.
Oh, you're
You're
dead.
you're
all of
not
a sudden,
the apple of my
all of
eye.
a sudden, it's
Yeah.
the arrow's in his eye.
Right.
Yeah.
You're the arrow of my eye.
Why did they pick the apple to be on?
Right.
be split.
Why not a watermelon?
Maybe
Something
because
easy.
the varietal.
I bet the son
there's a
he
lot of
loved
varieties.
had a watermelon, and then
Because then there was a bigger target.
And then the
no,
son
give
he
me
had- hated had a grape.
at a chair. Yeah.
Yeah. Maybe it was a promotional thing. Maybe they were like, trying to get the word out on apples. What
That's
was Johnny
true.
Appleseed's deal? Was he? I know he was real. He was a real
Yeah,
guy.
he did that.
But
Was he in
it
the
was just
Appalachian
it was a
Mountains?
helpful.
Nice. The
Appalachians,
Appalachians,
you
Travis.
You're welcome.
Son of a gun.
That was sweet.
I don't think that has any.
The apple
No.
doesn't fall far from the Asians, does it?
It's Asians.
I said Asian.
Oh,
Oh.
okay.
Like Appalachian,
Oh,
Got it.
Got it.
not an Asian apple.
There are Asian
There
apples.
I
are
know, they're
Asian
really good.
varieties. Yeah.
The
Fiji-
variety.
the
I mean, you would
Fiji.
know.
Fiji.
Fiji's are great.
pink ladies,
Pink ladies. Yeah.
Granny Smith.
Granny Smith, honeysuckles.
We could
That's
do one on just
such
all
a-
the names because
yeah.
that's
At our
a-
wedding, just a side note,
Oh,
we got married at an apple orchard.
So did I.
so did
Tom.
I. Wait, did we all get married at the same one?
Yeah,
You got. Yeah, we did.
Sierra Glen.
Sponsored by Sierra Glen.
Yeah.
Actually, they're no longer in business.
What?
You didn't remember.
Travis.
Wait, what? Oh, I wasn't there. Tom is laughing very hard right now. I'm gonna let him collect
Travis
himself.
wasn't there. He was 7 years old.
I don't think I was the apple in my mother's eye at that point.
Yeah, Dan just realized, like, yeah, I got married, and then he's like, oh yeah, and Tom did too. He just kind
Oh,
of
I
realized.
just totally forgot about my
Yours
wedding.
is like 15 years later. I can't be keeping.
But it was the
track of-
closest to us right now.
That's right.
Like, so.
That's right.
Thanks a
15 years
lot.
later,
Oh
but
my
3 years ago.
God.
That's funny. We all got married at the same,
Same place.
orchard.
So go on with your story
go
about
on,
the
yeah.
place
So-
you got married at.
Well, I did get married
I've
first.
never made that
there.
connection.
I know.
until
I
now.
just realized.
That we all
There's
got married.
so many
there.
serendipitous things happening right
Wow. Well, there's only so many places that can accommodate like 500 people.
now. I think it was ours
You could
was
say
100.
Sierra-indipitous.
Is Sierra Glen's done, huh?
I think so.
Okay.
Wow,
After my wedding, and I got robbed,
That's right. Dang it.
and then Trav had one there
And then
after.
it came back.
No one got robbed at our wedding because no one had anything.
Because
Because they
we
were
didn't get a single
college
gift.
friends. Yeah.
You weren't the apple of any of their eyes.
No.
Oh, I was just gonna say that.
Yeah.
You know how you try to do fun like themes? Well, all the tables
Had different apples.
were named a different type of apple, and so they would go up and like.
That's
oh,
so
but I don't
weird.
remember many of them. Amanda would, but
Right.
yeah.
Did
You
you
So
guys,
it's like everyone was the apple of our eye at our wedding.
Right.
did you guys just like apples so much? Like what? Oh, because it.
Because it was
Because it's
free.
an apple orchard, dear Lord.
Okay,
We need to-
All right, I'm
Okay.
gonna. So I
Yeah?
don't think anybody's.
You're gonna just call it.
Can we do the? I think we should stick for season 4 with at least a general time era that we're gonna go with. I
Yeah.
think that was fun.
I like that.
Yeah.
Somebody thought it wasn't fun.
No,
And
somebody
allowed-
thought that you shouldn't like get a win
Oh,
if you
okay.
just ballpark a date.
Okay, so a time period, yeah.
Yeah.
Of when the saying originated.
Yeah.
Here's what I'm gonna say. Ben
Say.
Franklin.
Ben. That's
That's
good.
all I'm gonna say.
Okay. Do you know when he was,
Ben
or you're
Franklin.
just
Oh
saying
well, yeah,
his
of
name
course.
because- okay, good.
Like.
What did
late
he do again?
1700s,
Okay.
early 1800s. Yeah.
What's
What?
his big role?
Sorry, Benjamin Franklin. Okay, he was the 7th president.
No. False.
Something about turkeys
Uh,
and glasses.
and lightning.
lightning.
Remember
Yeah,
the
that's what
so-
I'm wondering. I was thinking maybe an apple wasn't an
He
experiment.
tried a lightning bolt to the apple at one point, probably.
Dude, Honey,
Yep.
I Shrunk the Kids
Apple
blows
first
that thing up.
That
Do you remember that, Trav? Did you not watch that?
No, I watched it. The giant cockroach and the Hot
Nope.
Wheels.
was an
It's
ant.
an ant.
No, the Hot Wheels. What are you? Part 3?
What is that? Like
Dear
the big.
Lord.
Was
that
that
was
part
Honey,
3?
We Shrunk Ourselves.
I knew we shrunk ourselves. The
Okay,
kids had the
that's
party.
Well, the
part
first
3.
one, and why would you choose an apple for your first? I mean, there's a lot of just
Symbolism. That's deep.
symbolism.
That is crazy.
And the eye of the laser was on that thing.
Mm,
And guess what happens if you stare at something long enough?
Your
You fall in love.
eyeball
Yeah,
only sees apples.
Yep.
Right.
there it is.
Jeez.
Okay, so you're going
So,
Benjamin Franklin,
Let's go to the right.
Yeah.
7th president.
Every time I sit
he's
in
on
this
the
chair,
$100 bill.
Yeah, the
Show me
Benji.
them
so
Benjis.
something. He did
Yeah.
something.
Okay, I'm
Yeah.
gonna do Shakespeare because he
Yeah,
obviously
it
put
is-
that in.
It's got to be Shakespeare, you dirty
Okay,
dog.
so you're
I'm kind of caught between an
piggybacking.
apple and a.
I mean,
and a
unless it's in
apple and a-
winter banana.
unless it's in Job,
cedar.
Yeah.
because I could see some
I
random
could see
thing
it being
like
in the
that, too.
Bible, maybe in like Song of Solomon.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm gonna go biblical. I'm going Bibby on this thing.
Yeah.
Mike Bibby.
Okay.
Pre
Straight up biblical.
BC. I'm in the BCs.
All right. Who's got? Oh, you
Is
got
it
the
in the
books?
book?
Oh, it's in the book.
Oh wow! So this one's legit, folks. This is an actual idiom in an actual book published by yours truly.
Wait, it's
no,
published by
It's not.
us?
Not
No.
us.
But
Hold
we
your
will have a
horses.
book out someday. If you're interested in us writing a book, or interested in a vinyl,
Please sound
or
off in the
interested in
comments
buying
below. Oh,
anything that could give us some money so
some
we can
revenue.
pay rent.
Yeah.
send
We
it
could have said
to us.
published by yours falsely.
Yeah.
Patreon.
If you have any ideas, listeners, on how to make money off of a podcast, please submit
Please send
your
it to
requests.
us. Yeah.
Your
All right,
input.
what do we got here?
I mean, we're not like in need
Struggling.
of anything. Or
No.
anything.
Well,
we have
Speak
other
for
jobs.
yourself.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like
This
we're
isn't our
Well,
full time.
My
We're-
job doesn't start till
we're
August.
financially
I don't have a paycheck
independent.
for
of
another
I mean,
ourselves.
look at this shed.
Yeah,
But
I
you
did.
can't.
And
Well,
that's-
you
That's
did.
why. That's why I
Back
brought
in
that
season
up.
3, you
That's
saw
why
the
I brought
shed.
that up.
Okay, so
Okay, take it away.
so I'm a little tease. Okay,
Okay.
our word teaser game, the little card,
yeah.
right?
Oh, yeah.
So
from the-
I have the card.
Okay.
And the front of it, who's most likely to say to you, "You're the apple of my eye"? Poses a question. Who's most likely to say that?
my wife.
Then the meaning, obviously someone who is loved. Origin. Do you think the pupil of your eye looks like an apple?
Oh.
Well, that's what ancient people thought, and that's where this expression comes from.
Really?
All right, I'm going to say Dan got it.
I feel like I was in.
So-
Yeah, wow.
And then-
I was
and
in the
then-
orchard.
There's-
I was.
you were
I may not have
definitely-
been picking the apple, but I was walking
You
around
were in the
looking
field.
at it.
You're
I'm
in
going
the
to
back
peel
40 for
the
sure.
layers
I was
back.
about to get married in that orchard.
Mhm.
So now we're in one of our published
Wow.
books, meaning someone who is cherished above all else.
Mhm.
Apple of your eye is an expression that dates back centuries. In Old English, the pupil of the eye was known as the apple.
Wow.
This was perhaps because it is round,
And the
much
corny-
like an apple.
the
And I
core.
said that.
There's
I
so many
said
other
that.
round things.
Play
though.
the
I
tape.
know.
Play the
And
tape.
apples honestly aren't the roundest of the
They're
fruit.
not. They
I
didn't
guess
have oranges
they
yet.
didn't. The
It
citrus,
could have
the
been. Can
citrus,
you imagine if
the
that's what we
citrus.
said?
Can I?
Sight-
Can
yeah,
you?
sight-
Can
yeah,
you
yeah,
imagine?
yeah,
Can
yeah.
you imagine?
He can. I don't know. He's asking
Sight
us.
was regarded as the most essential of the senses, and so the apple was cherished and protected. Any damage to it was considered abhorrent.
Of course.
In the figurative sense, it was referred to by King Alfred the Great of Wessex in 1808.
Oh.
Sorry. In AD
I was gonna
85.
say AD.
AD 8085.
Oh wow.
Yep.
That's a little tongue
Mark
twister.
that. And it was
Wait, AD 85.
AD.
AD
8085.
AD 8.
AD
80?
885. Sorry. AD
AD
885.
Because you were saying AD
8085. So, okay, yeah.
Okay.
But, and
Like,
it was
that's light years in the
but-
future. That's
80,
in like
85.
that's
so
in like
true.
6,000 years.
Go on.
And it was used by Shakespeare in A Midsummer Night's Dream in
Oh, so
1605.
Tommy gets half a point.
huh.
But it's
Just like you.
But its first
Wow.
reference is from the Bible.
Oh, shut
Are
up.
you kidding?
Yep, that's what I was saying.
Oh my gosh, it is Song of Solomon. If it's not in Song of Solomon,
It's in,
In
Job.
Deuteronomy
Goodness,
30, 32:10, which reads, "He led him about, he instructed him, he kept him as the apple of his eye."
I knew that actually.
No way. So then they
So much that happened.
and then way
Oh,
later they
wow.
just decided to say that it's because your eye looks like
No,
that.
they thought it looked like that way back, that far back.
Okay,
Yeah,
but
that's
But the Bible
fantastic.
came first.
Before AD 80.
Yeah, my bad.
that's all right.
It
It's
was
okay.
It was a lot of
There's a lot of
An
A's. It's
apple.
a hard
Say it
letter.
again.
huh?
Yeah.
No, you got it.
Eight. 80,
Travis, I want to say
885.
888.
888.
Okay, good.
Perfect.
88.
Wow.
So in the
Eight.
that's fantastic.
so we all I mean, Dan and I kind of got it.
That's
It's
true.
Like a sharesies. And
Ben-
you were saying
Ben-
things too, Travis.
You-
You
Play
were
the
saying-
tape.
You were saying things too.
Play it.
Remember,
Play
you were
it.
like,
I thought that too.
no, but you brought
Oh,
up
sorry.
the apple of the eye part.
Yeah, you said that.
Oh, I
you were the
introduced
first
it,
one
yeah.
to say it.
That was
Yeah,
really
thank
cool,
you.
Trav. Wow, what a
Wow.
Hey,
Wow.
I
Well,
was-
it feels good to be
it
back
does
on
feel
top.
good. I feel like to
You know what
kick
else would
off
feel good if
season
that little
4,
window was
It's
open?
so hot.
I tried to do it, but the cobwebs, I didn't want to put my
So
fingers in it.
thick.
The widows.
Because
So
if
many
you
black
open it,
widows
it'll
behind my
open.
head.
Oh, it will.
It's just somebody needs to do
Just
it.
a
I think
vent-
whoever's
just
closest.
Some sort of a venting.
Dan is Just situated right under the window.
Remember how I
Seriously,
reached
guys.
back and grabbed that?
No, you can't just.
I haven't been keeping a running total, but I do feel like I've probably only gotten 2 right in 4 seasons.
I think so.
And
sounds about right.
I feel good about that one though.
You have to. There's tabs at the
I'm
bottom.
just glad
of the
I brought
window.
up the Bible.
That's true. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'd like to thank God
That's good.
for
So
writing his book.
He was talking to Israel.
I don't know.
Deuteronomy.
Deuteronomy 32:10.
Yeah, I think he was talking to Israel.
Yeah.
And they were the
cool.
apple of his eye?
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
That's
so
awesome.
God came up with it.
Yeah.
Much like everything.
Yeah,
Yeah.
right?
Wow.
If you
Wow.
ascribe
So
it.
yeah,
most-
can't beat that idiom.
So I guess on my next one, I'm going to guess God.
God.
Yeah.
By,
God.
by
God.
proxy, because
Right.
yeah.
Oh, wow. That was fun, though. We had a lot of rabbit trails, a lot of little following apples down different.
Rabbit trails.
And how do you feel,
Paths.
Tom?
Good.
I feel enlightened, actually.
I can say this with full confidence. I think season 4, the one that you, dear listener, are beginning to listen
This is
on
the
this
first.
journey.
First
I think
of 4.
this will be the best season.
I think you always bring that up.
I
You're
think,
the one
no.
specifically
I think
to
this
bring that
season will be the apple
Of their
our
eyes.
For your
season's
eye.
eyes.
up. Rather, the apple of your ear.
Oh, the innermost-
the ear apple.
Past the wax into the good part.
Apple earbuds.
'Cause that's how we're,
Yeah, that's
getting to the
right.
'cause
Through the
it's
airwaves.
podcast.
or that-
yeah.
Or the Apple. Dude, we have Apple phones. So
TV,
many
Apple Music.
Apple Music.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, goodness.
That's
we
where
missed,
it came
Get-
we
from.
missed the whole
How many
Click on
hours
the
have you
phone.
spent staring
Yeah.
at your apple?
Yeah.
Apple and Omega.
And you might
eyes.
and you might even be listening to this on your
Through
Apple
your
device.
Apple. Wow.
This
Thank you,
episode
ladies
is
and
not
gentlemen.
sponsored by
Good
Apple.
night. You know, horses like apples too.
Oh my
Oh,
goodness. Wow. Good ender,
dang.
Trav.
I fed a horse an apple.
Yeah.